What's your best, I paid for this, so I'm keeping it moment? My ex-wife Emma thought she was so clever during our divorce. We'd been married 8 years, and when things went south, she hired this shark lawyer who promised to take me for everything I had. The divorce was brutal. She wanted the house, both cars, half my business, and spousal support. Her lawyer kept saying I was hiding assets and demanded access to all my financial records going back 5 years. But there was one thing Emma really wanted: my signed jersey collection. I'd been collecting them since high school. Mickey Mantle, Joe Montana, Michael Jordan, worth about $30,000 total. Emma hated that collection, always called it my stupid sports shrine and said it was a waste of money. But now that we were splitting up, suddenly she wanted half of everything, including jerseys she'd mocked for years. Her lawyer argued that since we bought some of them during the marriage, she was entitled to 50% of the collection. The Mickey Mantle alone was worth 12 grand. I tried explaining that most of these were gifts from my dad or things I'd saved up for with my own money before we even met. Didn't matter. Her lawyer wanted receipts for everything. So I spent weeks digging through old boxes, finding every receipt, every certificate of authenticity, every piece of paper that proved when and how I got each jersey. That's when I found something interesting. The Michael Jordan jersey, the crown jewel of my collection, worth $15,000. I had the original receipt from 2019, but it wasn't purchased by me, it was purchased by Emma as a surprise for my 40th birthday. She'd spent months tracking it down through collectors, paid full price, even had it professionally framed. I'll never forget her face when my lawyer presented that receipt in court. She went completely white as he explained that according to her own legal argument, she just proved the most valuable item in my collection legally belonged to her. Her lawyer tried to backtrack, saying it was a gift and gifts don't count. But my lawyer was ready. He pulled out the divorce papers where Emma's team had specifically argued that the source of payment determined ownership, not the intent. The judge looked annoyed. He asked Emma's lawyer if they wanted to change their legal strategy, which would mean starting the entire asset division process over again. That would cost them another 6 months and $20,000 in legal fees. Emma was trapped by her own greed. If she backed down, she'd lose her claim to everything else. If she pushed forward, she'd have to give me the Jordan jersey while fighting for jerseys worth half as much. Her lawyer whispered something in her ear. She shook her head violently. They whispered more. Finally, she slumped back in her chair looking defeated. Fine, she said through gritted teeth. He can keep his stupid jerseys. But I wasn't done. I stood up and addressed the judge directly. Your Honor, I'd like to make a counteroffer regarding the Michael Jordan jersey. Everyone looked confused. My own lawyer didn't know what I was planning. According to the receipt, my ex-wife purchased this jersey. According to her legal argument, that makes it hers. I don't want to take something that doesn't belong to me. Emma's eyes lit up. She thought I was giving her a $15,000 victory. However, I continued, I'd like to purchase it from her, right now, for exactly what she paid. I pulled out a check I'd already written. $150. The original price before it was authenticated and appraised. The courtroom went dead silent. Emma's face turned red as she realized what just happened. She'd bought it cheap from someone who didn't know its value, then had it professionally authenticated, which made it worth 100 times more. Her lawyer tried to object, but the judge was already smiling. The receipt shows $150. That appears to be a fair offer based on the original purchase price. Emma had to choose. Take my $150 or admit she'd been lying about the jersey's value to inflate our assets. Either way, I was keeping my collection. She grabbed the check and stormed out of the courtroom. I walked out with every single jersey, including the Jordan that she'd given me for my birthday, now officially purchased back for the same price she'd originally paid.